Welcome into another AWS tutorial. Today our goal is to configure the CLI. So we will hop into AWS console, create ourselves a very basic S3 bucket, and then we'll create a user, assign a key to it and a policy, and then we'll hop into the console on ubuntu.20, install the CLI and configure it so that we can list the buckets in the account. If we will see the bucket, we will know that everything is working properly. So let's hop into the console and deal with this. So we are in the AWS console, and as I mentioned, let's firstly create ourselves a basic S3 bucket. We have already tutorial on this channel about creating the S3 bucket itself. I will link it down below in the description. Let's create a name, so briefly dev CLI test. The rest we can leave as it is. Let's create this bucket. Once we have bucket created, let's go to IAM. In IAM, let's go to users and let's create ourselves a user. Let's call it CLI. Let's do next, and create user. Once the user is created, okay, so let's assign this user a permission, attach policies directly, and let's attach some basic S3 policy. Read-only access will do. So it's for get, list, describe, etc. for S3. So we'll be able to list all the buckets in the account. So let's click next, add permissions. Once the policy is added, let's go to security credentials and create ourselves a key, command line interface. I understand. Next, and create key, and here we'll have an access key and secret access key. So let's install AWS CLI. I already opened the docs from AWS, and here for different systems you can find the way to install it. So we will choose Linux, and here we can see that we need to do those commands. So let's just hop into the console. I will be using Vagrant. If you don't know anything about Vagrant or how to set it up, there is another tutorial on this channel about that. So we will SSH to the Ubuntu 20 virtual machine, and once we will be here, we will firstly curl, so it will download the AWS CLI package. Then we will do unzip it. Oh, we don't have unzip. So let's firstly install unzip, sudo apt install unzip. Once we'll have unzip, let's unzip it. And the last command is sudo AWS install. Okay, let's see AWS. We have AWS, let's go with version. Okay, it's working. So let's do AWS configure. AWS access key ID. We have it on our site, so I will copy that. And secret access key, we will copy that. This is for sure nothing you would like to show, but those keys actually won't be available, and it's a sandbox environment, so I'm not worried about that. Let's go to default region name. Here we will set it to US East 1, but the default region will be whatever you choose to be in, and output, let's say JSON. So we have already AWS configured, and do AWS S3 ls. And as you can see here, we received the information that this bucket is there. It's empty bucket, but that shows that we have an access to the account and we can list the bucket in this account. So we achieved our goal for today. See you next time in another tutorial.